Welcome to Crafting on the Plains. My name is Jacinta, and this is my channel where I talk about cross stitch, knitting, quilting, sewing, and any other crafty endeavors. If you have been familiar with my videos before, you'll know that this is not my normal setup. I recently, I've talked about this in a lot of my other videos. I recently had to have an eye surgery, and so I have to wear these protective glasses, light protective glasses, and there was just no way for me to film a video that did not result in you guys just seeing a gigantic ring light glare in these crazy goggles. I also, to be completely honest, cannot wear makeup for the next week as well. So yeah, I just did not feel like putting my face on camera. But I did want to share with you guys what I've been working on. If you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me for this little bit of an unorthodox style episode, but I hope that you still enjoy it. So I just have this here. This is a sneak peek of what you're going to look at with the knitting. But I just wanted to have something pretty and interesting to have for my intro while I was chatting, so you weren't just staring at my hands. So I'm going to set this aside, and actually before I get started, I want to show you something else that's really been fun for me. And that is this basket. I actually don't think that you can see it super well, but this is my basket. It's just a basket from the Dollar Tree. And I wish I could lift you up a little bit higher so that it was better. But anyway, this is my basket, and I love to put these together, especially during like cozy seasons or vacations or times where I'm on a break from work because I'm recovering or whatever. And I just put stuff in the basket that I want to work on. And that way I have all my whips just nice and contained and in a cozy, pretty little form that I can just keep with me on the bed or the couch or wherever I'm going to be. So that's my little tip. So I'm going to show you a few things. I'm going to show you, I actually have a big finish that I'm super excited about. This I finished before my my surgery. So that is this right here. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. This is I'm going to try to have it more centered for you. This is my lace dragon. The pattern is, I can't remember what it's called, but it's from Author Embroidery Design on Etsy. I will link them below. It's not called lace dragon, but that's what I call it because it is so beautiful and looks like lace. So the last time you saw this, I was finishing up the back stitching in this area, and I got it completely finished. I think I actually finished this 2 days before my first eye surgery because I just really, really wanted it to get done. And then I also finished the eye right here. Let me see if I can get that closer. So the eye is just a couple stitches. I did not use the called for stitches, colors of DMC. I just grabbed a yellow and an orange that I thought looked good because it's literally like 3 stitches of each color. And so here it is. It is beautiful. I'm so excited about it. I am going to add my initials somewhere down, I don't know, in this area. However, I'm just not sure where to put them exactly because there's just so much free space down here that I don't want it to look weird. So I'm going to frame this, and then once I I'm going to get my frame. I haven't purchased a frame yet. Once I get my frame, I'm going to kind of lay it out and figure out where the frame is actually going to land. And then I will add in my initials in the year, so that I know it will look good. I don't know. Some people are probably a lot better at like visualizing where the frame will be, but I am not one of those people. So I didn't want it to be like floating out in the middle of nowhere. Like if I frame it really tight, I can put it here. But then if I frame it bigger, I need to put it down here. I don't know. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. But I'm going to wait to add my initials in the year until I get it ready to frame. But I am really, really excited about this. This is going to go up in my house. It's going to be framed. I don't know where. This does not really match my decor at all. But it's so beautiful that I had to have it. And this I stitched for the Year of the Dragon Sal, which was hosted, or is still, because it's still ongoing, being hosted by the Hygge Stitcher and Fibers and Floss Canada. They are so much fun to watch, and I'm so glad. Thank you ladies so much for hosting this sale, because this is one of those patterns that was like in my wish list, but I probably would have never actually gotten around to stitching until the sale really encouraged me to decide to do it. So I'm so happy, and I just love it. I'm going to get you just a little bit closer so you can see all of this amazing back stitching. Yeah, it was a lot, even for me. And I honestly love back stitching. I actually do. I know that's kind of strange. I love back stitching, but I still love doing it, but it tested even my limits of love of back stitching. This was stitched on a 36 count Winter Moon by Zweigart. This is one of my favorite, like slightly mottled whites to use. And I stitched this 2/1 on 36. I know a lot of people like the 1/2 on 36 for a project like this where I want super saturated colors, especially with a lot of 310 that can be kind of sparse. I prefer to do the 2/2 on the 36, and I'm super happy that I did. It looks amazing. The one thing I did that was different from the pattern is that they tell you in the pattern to use one strand of back stitch for the back stitching. And I tried that, and I felt like it did not show up as well as I wanted it to. It just didn't look so good. And I don't know if that's because I was stitching it over 2 strands, or I don't know what the deal was, but it did not look as good as I wanted it to. And so I did do all the back stitching in 2 strands, and I'm really happy because it makes it really bold and really easy to see. And the back stitching really is the main feature of the pattern. So that is one difference that I did. But other than that, that's everything that I have done on this one. The next project I worked on before my surgery was this Dimensions Gold Collection. It's called Wind Moon Fairy. And this is a pattern that I have just wanted to stitch on only this. I don't know what it is about it, but it's amazing. I actually stitched on this the night before I had surgery. This is like my happy pattern. It's so complicated. I think it's so complicated that I just really can't think about anything to be stressed out when I'm stitching on it. So I actually think I have a picture of where it was the last time you saw it. So if I can find that picture, I'll actually include it here because I think that'd be helpful for this pattern. So I'm going to try to start doing that if I can. So excuse the hoop marks and everything. This is where I am, and I'll actually pull this to the side so you can see. This is kind of nice doing it this way. I don't know. Let me know if you prefer the like overhead view so you could really see this in the pattern, or if you prefer to see it like the Flosstubes where someone's talking to you like with their face in front of the camera. Let me know what you think, because I'm kind of not against this right now. Okay, so here it is. And what I did is I continued on this moon area, and then mostly what I worked on is up into here. So this body part, so that's like right here. If you can see her little, like, I don't know, the sleeve of her little dress is right there. And yes, all of that. So, and then I started working on her skin for her body, and I'm doing the skin just regular. I'm not doing like 1/1 or anything like that, just because this is a dimensions pattern, so I'm just trying to keep it exactly the way they say. But yeah, I'm loving this. And I'm stitching this on the kit, everything. So kit fabric, kit Ada, kit flosses, all of that stuff is what I'm using. And I'm really enjoying it a lot. I really wish I could stitch on this. Actually, the Ada I think would be fine for me to see. I'm just worried about the pattern because the pattern is very intricate. I don't know if I could actually see and read the pattern right now with my eyes, but I would love to get back to this. It's so much fun. So this is Wind Moon Fairy, and hopefully you can see where I left off. Okay, now I'm going to show you my finish since my surgery. So I had a week in between my surgeries, and the first week I was still able to see to stitch, but not super well. So I was working on this perforated paper kit by Satsuma Street, and This is called Dear Santa. I don't know when this one was released. I think this is one of the more recent ones. And here is my finish. And it is so, so cute. I love this so much. I've never worked with sequins on a project before. So I've never worked with sequins, but I loved it. It was so much fun. And I really like this kit. I like this kit because they give you a lot of extra perforated paper. I actually think if I had been super careful, I could have oriented it the other way and stitched 2 of these. I would have had enough floss, but they give you plenty of beads and sequins. But yes, I think the Mill Hill kits I really like, but they give you such a tight margin that it is kind of stressful. But these, you have so much extra space. And I did still go ahead and draw an X on the back to make it centered. They didn't tell you to do this, but just that's what you do with the Mill Hill kits. So I wanted to do that as well. And yeah, I love this. I can't show you the inside of this pattern, obviously, but I will say the pattern is amazing. It's printed in color. It's actually like takes up more than 1/2 the page, and it's super big, super easy to read, all of that. I will say she does sell these as PDFs in her shop. However, I think she does. At least she did when she was on Etsy. I know she has her own website now. However, if you can, and the shipping is not insane, buy the actual kit, I would suggest that, because the only negative thing I think about this is that she just says clear bead and sequin. And so number one, she doesn't even tell you which colors of which sequins to use. So I just looked here and just did it the same. You could do it differently, I guess. It doesn't really matter. And she doesn't really give you a lot of information on like how to source your own little beads and sequins, like what size of bead, what size of sequin, like all of that. So I'm sure you could do it. It wouldn't be too terribly difficult, but obviously it is easier to just have everything in the kit. So that is my first one. And then once I finished up Dear Santa, I started another one. So this is Mitten Kitten. And so I'm going to set Dear Santa over here because these go together. So then I started Mitten Kitten, and here is this one. So as you can see, you have enough extra paper to put a stitch marker or a needle minder on here. And I really, really like that. So this is what I have been working on most recently. Now this one, since my second eye surgery, has been much harder to see, so much slower going. I have to use magnification if I want to stitch on this. And this is like 14 count perforated paper, and I have to have it magnified. So that kind of tells you how bad my vision is right now, but that's okay. These have been so much fun. I'm so glad that I picked these up, and I really, really want to get some more. I think she just dropped her new ones for this year. And also she has a collection that's like the 12 days of Christmas. I think she only has 4 days of Christmas out right now, but I definitely want to do that one. So yes, I'm really, really enjoying this so much. I just love the bright colors that she's known for and the fun patterns and all of that stuff. So that is Mitten Kitten. And again, I'm just stitching it with all the called for, everything that's provided for in the kit. And it is really, really fun. And I keep my flosses on one of these. So this is just a little floss, I don't know, organizer that I got from a pack off Amazon. And then what I do is I just use little labels, I don't even know what size those are, but the really small ones. And I write the symbol and the color number, the DMZ number. And actually you can see that some of these are doubled up because I use the same one from this one, and some of the flosses were the same. I'll say the symbols were not the same, which was a little bit annoying, but some of the colors were the same, some of the colors were different. So the ones that were the same, I just added like this one and this one, there were the same colors. So I just added my next strands so I could just keep working. And then I just covered over this symbols, and then I'll just peel them off when I'm done. And that way I can actually, if I want to put these on a floss drop and save them in my DMC collection, I can just peel off the sticker and stick it onto a little piece of like cardstock and then add that, make it a floss drop, and then I can have these stored. So that's what I've been doing with this, and it's really, really easy and simple to do. I also started another kit. I've been really into kits lately. I think just because they're so easy to just grab everything out and work on. So I started a kit. This is a kit I got, I think, last year. And this is an embroidery kit. So I am not a hand embroidery person. I definitely prefer cross stitch, but this kit I got as part of a crafting yarn box from Dragon Horde Yarns. It was like a lunar themed box, and you got some yarn. You got some like stitch markers, I think maybe a candle, and then this embroidery kit. So I just been saving it for the perfect time. So I felt like this was the perfect time. So this is from a company called Cozy Blue Handmade, and they do still sell this one. It was not a kit exclusive. You can buy this kit on their website, which is here, cozybluehandmade.com. And I love this. They have a lot of other kits. This one is the only, maybe there's some others that are like monochrome, but it comes with pre-printed fabric. So the kit, it's like printed fabric and the markings are on there. And then this one just uses DMC ecru. So it came with just one skein of ecru. I presume if you get a kit with more colors, it'll come with all the colors, but this one only came with ecru because that's all I need. I am stitching this. They say to do 3 strands of the floss, and I'm using, this is just running, is that what's called, running stitch? Obviously I don't know anything about embroidery. This is back stitch, and then the moons are padded satin stitch so that they're a little bit like dimensional. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, this has been really, really fun. Actually, I haven't worked on this week, but this has been a perfect thing with not being able to see super well, because since it's like a bright color, like a white almost on, or cream on this dark, it's like really, really easy to see what I'm doing. It does hurt my hands a little bit just because I'm not used to doing the embroidery stitches. But yeah, this is really fun, and I think I'm just going to finish it like in the hoop and hang it up like that, and it'll be really cute. So I don't know, I may get more of these embroidery kits just to have, I don't know. I think this type of thing is sort of fun to try something new and to just have everything that you need in a little box, like ready to go. So if you're stuck in bed, recuperating, or going on a trip or something, you can just grab everything you need and just have it right there. And it came with a needle as well. So that was really great. Okay. Now I'm going to show you my one other whip that I've been working on. And this one is in the hoop because I was actually working on this morning. This is Vicious by the Artsy Housewife. This is a piece I'm stitching in memory of my cat. And thank you so much everybody who reached out and said really kind things after the last video. So I've been working on this. This is 32 count. And this is, yeah, it's 32 count dirty linen by Zweigart. And I am stitching everything 2/2 with the called for DMCs. So I'm not using the fancy floss, I'm using the DMC that's provided, which is great. So here it is. Even with this 32 count, I have to use a lot of magnification, but as much fun as the perforated paper kits are, I just was really craving stitching on one of my whips and working on something a little bit different. So I did manage to pull this out, and I did put some stitches on it this morning. I worked on the little face and the little nose, and oh my goodness, it's just so cute. And yeah, I love, love, love this piece. and I added some more to the border. So I'm hoping that I can continue to work on this, even though it requires a lot of magnification, but that's just where I am right now. So there we are. It is so cute. I still need this, the lighter colored floss. I ran out of it and I just have not made it to Joann's because I've just been at home, but I love this piece so much and I've been making progress. And I'm not even going to show you my threads because they're not fully organized yet, but there it is. So happy. And I will put a picture of it on the screen so you can see. Okay, I do have a little giveaway that I want to do. This is, I wanted to just thank everybody for sticking with me through this like weird time in my life where I'm doing this weird format of video, not weird format of video, but different for me format of video. And also, yeah, just what, the schedule that's been kind of hectic and things like that. This is We Santa 2022. I stitched this earlier this year, and this was actually my Jingle Ball start last year. I had this as a giveaway in a video several months back, and the person never claimed it, and then I got busy and wasn't able to redraw. So rather than redrawing from a video months and months and months ago, I'm just going to do it again as a giveaway. So hopefully whoever wins it will actually claim it this time. But this is the We Santa 2022, and it has, they give you more than enough beads for the project. So I can't show it to you without showing you the pattern, but you can hear there's beads in there. So this is the chart and the beads, and you can hopefully have this as a nice stitch for your Christmas season. So please, if you'd like to win this, number one, please don't say the words like giveaway or win or prize or anything like that. Number two, I would really, really like it if you'd be a subscriber. Number three, if you could be over 18, so you can give me your address. And then number four, if you can just answer the question, what is your next new start going to be? I'm really interested to know what your next new start is going to be, because I just want to see what people are going to be stitching on. So what's your next new start? And then you can win this pattern. So I will draw this in my next video. I don't know when that will be, to be completely honest. So speaking of plans, I am going to potentially be doing a Vlogmas this year. I'm not 100% committed, but just because my stitching and crafting has been kind of all over the place, I'm thinking about doing some vloggy style videos where I show my stitching, probably in this type of format where I'm like showing it to you. Maybe like as I'm working on it, you'll see some updates over the course of time. And I will be talking about just showing off some other crafty stuff that I'm doing, like showing our collection of like handmade decor, showing off maybe in a peek into some of my journals, like my crafting journal, as well as other journals, a little bit of like other holiday themed content. I don't know. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in watching at all, because if people are interested in it, then I'm definitely more prone to do it. But yeah, so it's not set in stone yet. I'm not 100% decided, but it's something that I would kind of be interested in doing. It's something I've been mulling over. So let me know if that's something you're interested in. And then also let me know what kind of stuff you'd like to see. Like, I know some people have done them where they like start something new every day or things like that. And I'm just not going to be starting something new every day. But yeah, if you'd be interested in kind of like a more sneak peek behind the scenes, vloggy, holiday themed crafting content over the month of December, it would not be every day, but it'd probably be like maybe once a week, a little video that's a compilation of the week or something like that. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in that type of thing, because then I will see about doing it. So again, please enter this giveaway, and then I will give it away in the next video, which will be at least a couple weeks from now. And then now I have to show you my knitting. Okay, let's get into the knitting. So I have been doing quite a lot of knitting over the last couple weeks because I don't really have to be able to see to knit. So in this bag, I have pulled out something that is a very, very special project to me. And I have half of a finished object, and that is this sock right here. So I finished the sock. These are my Advent socks last year. I think I had gotten to about this far on the sock, and then I finished it up. So the main color is West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply, and it is in the colorway Candy Cane. And this is really special yarn to me because I purchased this actually at a little yarn store in Inverness, Scotland, which is sadly out of business. They were going out of business when I happened to be there on a trip was it last summer? No, the summer before last. And yeah, so sadly that store is no longer open, but I did get this. I really, really love this yarn. I really want to get West Yorkshire Spinners has another Christmas colorway that's like a fairy lights one or something like that, and I would love to get that one because that one's like I think some different colors, but this one I really like. So I've been working on that, and this is the skein. It's a little bit messy and it's attached to my other my other sock right now. The heels, cuffs, whatever, the cuffs, heels, and toe is Knit Picks. I don't have the ball band for it, but it is Knit Picks Dove Heather Stroll fingering weight. I love, if you are somebody who knits socks or wants to knit socks, one of the tips I have is I like to pick up Knit Picks Stroll in like neutral colors like this Dove Heather, black, cream, when it's on sale, because you can pretty much always pair it. And I love a contrasting heel, cuff, and toe. I think number one, it just is the style of sock that I like. I just think it looks so cozy and cute to have that contrast. It makes your sock yarn go farther. So I can probably actually knit 2 pairs of socks out of this because I did the contrast. And also for this one being self-striping, I like to have contrast so that my stripes aren't like interrupted for my different ones. The pattern I'm using is a combination of a couple things. It is a combination of the Knitting Expat Mina Phillip, her, I think it's just called Vanilla Sock recipe. I'm not really sure, but it has a mini heel flap and gusset. So it adds just a little bit of extra room to your heel, but it's still incorporating the kind of short row heel, and it doesn't interrupt your stripes, which I really, really like. And then for the toe, I'm using So Sweet Violet Jules, her toe, the beanie toe, which comes from her Sweet Vanilla Cuff Down Socks pattern. I love that pattern, but she has a different type of heel that I don't prefer for self-striping yarn, so I just swapped out Mina's heel for that one. But those are the two kind of go-to sock recipes that I use, and I will try to link those both on Ravelry in case you're interested in learning more about sock knitting. Okay, those are definitely two that I would say for a beginner, absolutely. So let's see if I can untangle this. So this is my second sock. It's in progress. I stitched this, by the way, my socks, I do 56 stitches because I have quite a narrow foot. I have long, narrow feet. 56 stitches. I use magic loop because that's just what I like. I can't make anything else work for me. And then I use US size 1s. These are the Chiaogu fixed circular red lace. Those are my favorite needles. And so I cast it on my 2x2 rib cuff. I did my heel. I actually think I messed up this heel a little bit. I don't think I decreased as many as I was supposed to, and I have got like a hole in it. I think I just literally had not done the heel of a sock in so long that I forgot how to do it, and normally I just do it by memory. So it's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I can fix it afterwards. It's okay. But here we are. So I'm on the foot, and it's just round and around and around. Perfect. Mindless, without looking, knitting until I get to my toe. So I'm really enjoying this. I would love to have this finished before Advent so that I can cast on a new pair of Advent socks for this year. So that is that. I have one more knitting project. It's one that you've already seen a little sneaky peek of, and that is going to be so difficult to show on camera because it is massive, but this is my hibernation throw. So let's see if we can do this. All right, so there's my cute little stitch marker. So I have actually started my decreases. So this is the hibernation throw by Curious Handmade Helen Stewart. And I am knitting this using my Advent yarn, my Advent calendar yarn from last year from Ruby and Roses. So this is the 2023 Advent yarn. And I did not get a yarn Advent this year because I'm dedicated to finishing this yarn Advent before I order another one. So I would love to have this blanket done by the end of the year. I've been making massive amounts of progress on it just because, you know, it's been so, I've just been able to like sit around and knit because again, I don't really have to look at this at all. But I am in my decreases. So I'm going to see if I can reasonably show you my decreases. So here we are. This is the corner. So this is knit corner to corner. So you start on one corner and then you increase until you get to like 45% of your yarn because you want to make sure you have plenty. So when you get to about 45% of your yarn, you start to do your decreases. And so here I am, I'm just decreasing and continuing in pattern. It's got an applied I-cord edge. So once this is done, all I have to do is make sure all my ends are woven in, and then I am finished. So there's no, and unblock it. So there's no like edging or anything like that, which I love. And yeah, so here I am. I think the colors are not super true. I don't love this red. This bright red and this dark green is very overtly Christmassy to me, whereas like the rest of it's been super pastel and these are more like my colors. But I'm trying to trust the process because I don't remember what's all in this advent calendar. And every time I've thought like this brown, I thought like, oh, I don't really love that. But then with all the other colors, it looks great. So I'm just kind of trying to trust the process and believe that it's going to turn out great. And I think it will. So here is my massive blanket. There's no way for me to fully show you this to you. But anyway, it looks so great. It's so much fun. And I definitely like, if you are someone who's interested in knitting a blanket, you would not even have to do this with an advent. You could do this with scraps. You could do this with a couple different skeins of yarn. You could do all in one color. This is a super easy beginner blanket to do if you're so interested. So, okay, that wraps up all of my crafting this week. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Yeah, let me know how you felt about this format of video. Let me know what you think about Vlogmas, and I will see you in the next video, whatever that might be.